The Vatican is waging a war on the devil, training an army of priests in a special exorcism course in Rome. In part 2 of our story, Angels and Demons, we introduce you tonight to a recent graduate, Father Gary Thomas, a modern-day exorcist.
I very much believe in the personification of evil. There is a being whom the scriptures refer to as Satan. Demons will attack the exorcist.
Father Gary Thomas is an exorcist, handpicked by his bishop to fight the devil, and the real-life character in this newly released book called The Rite, a modern-day exorcist.
Demons are more powerful than human beings. Demons are celestial beings who've been expelled from heaven. Demons are angels, and Lucifer, or whom we refer to as Satan in the scriptures, in the book of Revelation, was the most powerful of God's angels.
Father Thomas is a proud graduate of the Vatican's exorcism school.
It was all taught in Italian. I had to have a translator every week. They brought in lawyers to talk about the whole satanic world from a legal point of view. They brought in media people to talk about entertainers and other forms of media that have a satanic angle. They brought in exorcists. They brought in priests who were involved in the healing ministry. They brought in theologians.
Father Thomas apprenticed under veteran exorcists in Rome and was present for almost 100 exorcisms. He says Hollywood's depiction isn't too far off from what he witnessed.
For example, the person's eyes may begin rolling in the back of their head. The person may begin drooling. The person may begin expressing a yawn that seems interminable, like opening the mouth, but not a simple yawn. It's very protracted. Or they'll go into a body language that would appear to be reptilian.
He says all these exorcisms have a common denominator.
I would say the common denominator is you have to invoke a demon, either in some kind of a prayer form, or you perform some kind of a ritual.
And Father Thomas says most of the exorcisms he's been called in for are not with people possessed by the devil, but rather people with psychological problems. And that's why before any exorcism takes place, Father Thomas brings in his team.
The team consists of, I have a medical physician, I have a clinical psychologist and a psychiatrist, all of whom are practicing Catholics, all of whom believe in the possibility of Satan's existence, and then I have 2 priests on the team.
An associate professor at New York Medical College. He is part of the exorcism team.
I can usually save them a lot of time by saying, you know, based on my experience as a academic psychiatrist, this is clearly a psychiatric case, as opposed to something that seems to go beyond that.
Dr. Gallagher admits his involvement with exorcism is controversial among his medical peers. And while most of the cases he's taken on are with patients with psychological problems, there have been many inexplicable things he has seen. He tells a story of one particular woman he examined.
There would be a kind of odd, malevolent-sounding voice coming out of this individual, and it would say things like, you know, this woman is ours, you'll never get her, you know, we hate you people, you'll be able to accomplish nothing. Now, you know, just as a dramatic example of something that I witnessed directly, a little later after my assessment of this woman, I was on a telephone conversation with the priest who was going to do the exorcism. So we were speaking on the telephone. This woman was literally hundreds of miles away. Now, you know, bizarre as it sounds, because it certainly was experienced by me as bizarre at the time, that same voice came over the telephone line. That same voice, you know, leave her alone, she's ours, you know, we hate you people, you know, very derogatory and derisive remarks, especially about the priest. I said to the priest, did you hear that? And he was a very experienced exorcist. He said, of course I heard that. That was the demonic voice, and that happens all the time.
It's estimated that there are 500 exorcists in Europe, 15 in the U.S. And as for Canada, well, there are 2 that we know of. But according to the Catholic Church, They hope to change all that. Father Thomas Muldoon is assistant to the Archbishop of Ottawa and has been involved in 2 exorcisms.
Certainly one of the things they would be looking for is a very experienced, a very pastoral priest, a very prayerful individual, one who is very close to the heart of the church, but I think a special desire to see people set free and a willingness to be able to fast and pray, which is what the exorcist normally does in preparation for that particular celebration of healing.
Whether or not you believe in angels or demons, the idea of evil spirits is universal. And for the Catholic Church, the army of exorcists is growing.
But for some reason, I'm not afraid. I don't know why. I'm just not. I have to attribute that to the grace of God. Most priests and bishops with whom I have talked want nothing to do with this. I'm not afraid. Now, that doesn't mean I don't have respect for evil in that there's great power in evil. I've learned to respect it more the longer I'm an exorcist, because demons will attack the exorcist, and I've been attacked often. And demons attack you where you're weakest.